The sun hung low over the horizon like a burning coin, spilling orange light across the dusty plains that stretched for miles beyond the firing range. The Falcon Marksman Club stood in its usual pristine glory, an elite training facility built like a fortress for the country's wealthiest shooting enthusiasts. Its walls bore the names of competition champions, CEOs, retired colonels, and heirs of aristocrats. Within its gates, laughter echoed, not the warm kind, but the cold, snide laughter of those who believed they were untouchable, invincible. It was a normal day for them. Morning drills. Polished boots. Silver-plated rifles lined in glass cabinets. Spotless sand lanes for target practice. The wind carried only the crack of bullets and the occasional self-congratulatory cheer. But something was about to disrupt their perfect day. Her name was Rahila. And on this day, she was not there to clean the bathrooms. She walked onto the range from the dirt path beside the main gates, a faded scarf tied around her head to shield from the sun, worn slippers slipping slightly on her feet. Her kuda was clean, but threadbare from use. In her hands, wrapped carefully in a cloth embroidered with old floral patterns, she carried a rusted, bolt-action rifle, the kind no one had seen in decades. Rahila didn't belong here. Not according to them. She was the woman who cleaned the washrooms, who fetched water, who wiped tables when the real members made a mess. Most of the club's members didn't even know her name. To them, she was background noise. But today, she stepped forward, into the lane reserved for elite shooters. And she asked for a turn. A hush fell across the area. Then the sneering started. Laughter rippled from one end to the other like a poisonous wave. One man, Sharaz, a young millionaire and self-proclaimed shooting prodigy, leaned against a sandbag and chuckled loudly. What's next? Our Chaiwala trying to win a national medal. Another chimed in, someone tell her this isn't a village fair. We don't let people throw coconuts at targets here. But Rahila didn't flinch. Her eyes stayed locked on the horizon. Her hands, though weathered and sunburned, never loosened their grip on the rifle. I only want one shot, she said softly. Before we go any further, if you believe in kindness, dignity, and second chances, please take a second to like this video, subscribe to Heartline Store, and share this story with someone who needs hope today. Your support gives voices to stories like Rahila's, voices that deserve to be heard. The club's president, Colonel Zubair, a retired military man with a short temper and even shorter patience, narrowed his eyes at her. At first, he thought she was joking. But something about her stillness, her unshaking eyes, made him pause. Let her shoot, he said finally, perhaps hoping to shut down the scene with a quick laugh when she inevitably failed. They handed her an empty lane. The electronic scoreboard was set. The target, a 500-meter metal plate, sharpened and cleaned just that morning for senior practice. Even for experts, it was a hard mark. Rahila unwrapped her rifle as if she were unveiling a sacred relic. It wasn't just old, it was a relic. The wooden stock bore scratches of time, initials carved in the side. The barrel had lost its shine. But Rahila cradled it like it was something precious. And to her, it was. This rifle had belonged to her late husband, Fahim, a decorated army marksman who passed away protecting the very land they now mocked her on. After he died, the government issued condolences. Medals. A folded flag. But none of that filled the silence in her tiny house. None of that could replace the quiet ache in her son Zaid's heart, who grew up hearing bedtime stories of his father's bravery and skill with the rifle. Zaid had inherited his father's passion. Every weekend, he would sneak to the outer fence of the Falcon Marksman Club and watch from behind the bushes, eyes wide with wonder as rich boys fired expensive rifles at moving targets. But his dreams were never allowed inside those gates. When he fell ill at 14, the doctors said it was rare. Incurable. Within a year, Rahila's son was gone. But before he left, he had made a quiet request, one day, Amma, please, shoot the target. For me. One shot. Like Abba. Rahila had nodded, her heart breaking in silence. She had no idea how or when she would do it. But she carried that promise like a flame in her chest ever since. And now, with every eye mocking her and every breath in her chest trembling, she stood here, ready to fulfill it. The wind stilled. She loaded a single bullet. Her fingers moved slowly, precisely. She adjusted the sight, tightened her grip. No gloves. No goggles. No fanfare. The club members continued to scoff. Some filmed her on their phones for comedy. One even bet money she would miss the entire frame. But Rahila didn't hear them. She only heard the memory of her husband's voice, guiding her. She only saw the smile of her son, waiting on the other side of the scope. And she pulled the trigger. The shot cracked through the air like lightning. Silence followed. A few seconds passed. Then the sound of a delayed clang rang out from the distant metal target. The scoreboard blinked. Bullseye. Direct center. The crowd froze. Shahraz's phone slipped from his hands. Colonel Zubair's eyes narrowed with disbelief. An assistant ran to verify the hit manually. And when he came back, his face was pale. Dead center, he confirmed. It shattered the bullseye sensor. No one spoke. Rahila stood, expression calm, wrapped the rifle again, and quietly turned around. She didn't smile. Didn't bow. She didn't need their applause. Her applause came from the heavens, from a boy's dream and a soldier's legacy. Word of her shot spread like wildfire. By nightfall, the video had gone viral. Newspapers picked up the story. People called it the one shot heard across the country. But Rahila didn't care about fame. She refused all interviews, declined cash offers, turned away agents. She only said one thing to those who came. I made a promise. I kept it. The Falcon Marksman Club, ashamed and humbled, placed a gold plaque near the lane where she had fired. It read, "In memory of Zaid, son of Rahila." She came with a prayer. She left with a legend. Months later, at a national event, Rahila was invited to speak. Dressed in a simple white shawl, she walked onto a stage where once only champions stood. She said only a few words. Sometimes, a shot is not fired with the hand. It is fired with the heart. My son never got to live his dream. But I lived it for him. If you ever carry someone's dream, carry it with love. That is your truest aim. The crowd gave a standing ovation. But the greatest moment came quietly. A small girl approached her after the speech. She was maybe 10. Shy. Wide-eyed. Can girls shoot too? She asked Rahila. Rahila knelt and smiled for the first time in public. They can, she whispered. And when they do, the world listens. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Heartline Store, and leave a comment below. Let your voice echo like Rahila's shot, full of purpose and love. Special comment request. Glowing star, have you ever been underestimated? Did you ever rise above what others thought you could do? Share your one-shot story in the comments. Your journey might just inspire someone else to keep going. Speech balloon.